welcome to the Circle of BarHaven. My name is C.M. Magana, and I'm here to talk to you today about Dungeons and Dragons, dungeon mastering to be specific. Today we're going to be discussing a little bit of the philosophy, how to be a good DM. If you're interested more into the nitty-gritty rules and mechanics, we'll be going over that in another future episode, so stay tuned for that one. Today we're going to go into something a little more esoteric and high-minded, but hopefully valuable for anyone looking to tell a good story. To start, we have 4 roles, or as I like to think of them, the pillars of being a good storyteller, or dungeon master if you prefer the title. The first, of course, is the leader, or I like to think of him as the Paladin. The Arbitrator, I call them the Wizard. The Performer, well, that's the Bard. And of course, the Parent, and well, there's your Cleric. Each of these roles or pillars, when followed, allows the DM to better control, lead, take care of, make the decision, move the story forward, and make sure that their players have a great time at the table. They know when they're having fun, they know when they need to get the job done, they know when they slay the dragon, they know when to try to kiss the dragon. Never try to kiss the dragon. The importance of these roles is that they allow the DM to know when to be in which position for the table. When they're the leader, they keep the story going. When they're the arbitrator, they make those decisions about the rules. When they're the performer, they let the rule of cool slide. And when they're the parent, they make sure everyone behaves and clean up the snacks after the game. Now let's go into them with a little more detail. And if it's helpful to you, you can always click below to go specifically to see what the Paladin's up to, the Wizard wants to do, what the Bard is doing, or where the Cleric is going. There'll be notes in the thing below, down there. Now, our first pillar is the leader. I do like to think of this person as the Paladin. Once the knight in shining armor, shield, sword, there to protect and keep things under control. And that's exactly what you do with your table. You lead them on an adventure. You're their guide. You let them know what they see. You let them know what their monster looks like, what it smells like, what kind of terror is coming for them. But it's not just describing things. You're a leader. You show them what it is to be the best person there, the best member of the table. You're on time. You are prepared. You have an answer to those questions when they go like, can my spell do this? Well, let's take a look at those rules. You make those decisions and you show them by example. Imagine you're at a table and the DM starts yelling and screaming angry, spiteful things to a player. It's not how a leader acts. It's not how the Paladin acts. Your table should never be worried that you're against them. They should feel and certain that you are taking them around the right path. The second pillar, or role, is the Arbitrator. And again, I think of this as the Wizard. They are the ones who have to learn the rules, at least most of them, or be willing to sit down and read the book again. What exactly does that spell say? Instantaneous? You can't make an ice bridge. But it's not only important to read the rules and make a decision, it's important that your decisions have an inherent logic and reason, because they have to be fair. The wizard doesn't make the rule once and then later on, well, it's different when my character does it. Now that the NPC has the power, of course he can make that ice bridge and destroy all of your plans. That might be satisfying for some of the more sadistic DMs out there, but it's not fair to your players. Your rules and your rulings must be fair, logical, reasonable, and fun at the game. The third pillar is the performer, the bard, because of course it is. In D&D, people want voices and music and costumes, and all of that is really not that important. The important thing is that you listen to your players. Are they laughing? Are they smiling? Are they sweating when the dragon swoops down and all that's left is the rogue? Are they invested? Just like any performance, and running a good D&D table is kind of a performance, you interact with an audience that, if you're lucky, are paying a lot of attention to see exactly what happens next, because they're invested, because they themselves are at that table, at your table, and they are watching a show that they are involved in. There's an old theater joke about every theater in the world is running the same experiment. They're doing everything they can to keep people from coughing. They want everyone so wrapped with attention that just are there. And that is your job as a good DM, as the bard, as the performer. And for the final pillar, there is the parent, our sometimes holier than thou Cleric. Another way to put it would be the carrot and the stick. Sometimes it really does come down to children, where you're all playing a game and we need to kill Tiamat before 10. Sometimes it's really that simple, and it is a matter of kindly getting people to join you at the table and firmly letting someone know that they can't come to your table anymore, due usually to, we'll say, poor choices on their part. But that's what it takes to be the DM. someone does have to stand up and say, I make decisions here. I want to make sure that every single person at my table is having a great time, myself included. And if one player is the only one having fun, that means I have many other players that aren't. And if that many players aren't having fun, I know I'm not. So you do have to be something of a disciplinarian and let someone know when they have to go. Or better yet, if it's possible, and I hope it is, if you can talk to them and you bring that one person around, hey, let's all have a good time, you included, then you can really save the day like any good parent and make sure everyone there has a great time. And the only way to make that decision is to be the adult in the room, to be the parent, to be the cleric. These pillars I've found through many, many years of storytelling. D&D in multiple iterations, Pathfinder, World of Darkness, Tinker's Dam, Edge of Midnight, as many as I've been able to get my hands on. And I've found taking on these roles make sure everyone comes back to your table. Every story gets a full and complete ending, but not by chance. I have failed to live up to these expectations many times in my career, and learning to step up and take this responsibility has completely changed how I play the game and how people see me as a dungeon master or storyteller or keeper or what have you. It's that responsibility you take as a storyteller to lead them, to make those decisions, to perform for them, and to make sure that they are happy to have gone through this experience with you. That's what it comes down to, responsibility. When you take on the role of the storyteller, you are taking on the responsibility to make sure everyone there is led on a great adventure, that you will be fair and firm in your decisions, that you will perform for them and make sure they have a great time, and you will make sure they are safe and happy and they come home having loved the experience. That's what we would love to teach you here. That's what we love to do here at the Circle of BarHaven. And in future videos, I can't wait to go into more detail about every one of these pillars and everything else we've learned. But getting ahead of myself, that's for another video. We'll see you in the next one. And remember, if the opportunity presents itself, I do ask, choose to be a hero. Bye.